His wife charged him with assault.
I spent 10 months in jail based on a false charge from Deborah.
When he got out,
The police put me in handcuffs and arrested me.
he got his revenge and then disappeared.
He apparently had gone to Alaska and was working on a crab boat. You get these emails saying he's drowned, and then 2 weeks later, you get a phone call saying,
I'm not dead.
It was all planned so that he would not have to appear in court.
Today on Dr. Phil, a dead husband returns
you filed a false police report to get her arrested.
I did.
and a real mystery unfolds.
Did you fake your death?
No, I did not.
Were you in Alaska?
Yeah, absolutely, I was in Alaska.
So many questions.
How long did you work up there?
I was a few weeks.
How'd you get back?
I think I came back into Seattle.
So many twists.
Do you remember borrowing $160 from your boss?
I do.
How could you be in South Carolina depositing this man's check if you're getting killed up in Alaska?
The truth
You have emotionally devastated me.
and the lies
Tell me the truth. You were never in Alaska, right?
will all come out.
I am going to ask the questions till I get the answers because I think you deserve the truth.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
I know things are tough out there, but we can do this. If it matters to you, that's what I want to talk about.
10 seconds to air.
Well, thank you. This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Ready, camera 5. 3, take track.
Go, Dr. Phil. Let's do it. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Is there that person in your life that you would really like to stick it to? Yeah, I know you say that. Well, if you're thinking about revenge, I really want you to watch this show. Because at the end, I'm going to ask you if you've changed your mind at all. Because the story you're going to see today is not for the faint of heart. Now, Deborah finally admitted to me on this stage that she did embellish the truth in an act of revenge. Take a look at this.
I spent 10 months in jail, 282 days for assault based on a charge from Deborah that I had pushed her. This was a totally false charge. There was no truth to it whatsoever.
What do you say about all of this?
Todd hurt me really badly in our marriage and our relationship, and he did a lot of extremely hurtful things.
Did you file a false police report to put this guy in jail?
No,
Yes, she did.
Did you or did you not misrepresent what happened to the police?
there was absolutely assault.
If there would have been physical signs of assault, I would have been taken into custody the night
Okay,
she said it happened. I never touched her with my hands, pushed her with my hands, I never threw her on the floor. I mean, that did not happen.
Show me what you're talking about. I'm standing in the door.
All I did
She's blocking you like
and
this?
I pushed through like this, and that's what I did. She infuriated me by what she did to me. Right now, I have thoughts of revenge against her, and I can't get rid of them. I think it would be a good idea if she spent 30 or 45 days in jail for what she did to me.
Did you make statements that weren't true?
I may have said that there was punching or hitting, and there was not that to my recollection.
Well, you
but there was.
maybe say it. You either said it or you didn't. You either said he hit me and punched me or you didn't. Did you
I
say
did.
You did.
I did.
And did he hit you and punch you?
No.
So you made a conscious decision to embellish the story.
Yes.
Well, y'all have a toxic dynamic here. You have no business being married. You're going to hurt one another, or or something bad's going to happen here. Well, based on the comments you left on our message boards, and boy, did you leave a lot of them, you were completely outraged. Lana wrote, "Every time someone like Deborah lies, it discourages authorities out there from believing the true victims." Jill said this woman should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. And Divine said, "I am appalled that Deborah has gotten away with lying about being abused. I can't believe she wasn't arrested on the stage." Todd spoke openly on the show about wanting to get revenge against Deborah. Well, guess what? He got his wish. Just a few days after the show, Deborah was arrested for criminal domestic violence of a high and aggravated nature.
Immediately following the show, my impression was that we were going to try to work things out. I don't know what happened. Everything just fell apart. He became verbally abusive. He becomes very aggressive. And he taunts and he wants to start an argument. He was taking my phone that he had been using and sort of putting it in my face and saying, well, why don't you call the police? Why don't you call the police? Then I just took it from him. I just wanted to be away from the situation. So I left. When I got back to the house, Todd asked me to give him back the cell phone. And I said, no, that's my phone. You know, I'm not giving it back. And he got very angry and he said, if you don't return the phone, I have a felony warrant out for your arrest. I'll call the police and have them come pick you up. And I thought, okay, whatever. It's just, he's just talking. The door opens up and 4 police officers come rushing through my house, put me in handcuffs, very, very forceful. You're in denial. It's like this is not really happening, but it is. I spent one night in jail. They gave me an orange suit. They had shackles on my feet. My hands were in handcuffs. I had chains around my waist. And it was absolutely just the worst experience I've ever had to go through. The day of the court hearing, the thing that was disturbing to me was the fact that when he left the courtroom, he was whistling. I did believe that this was revenge, totally.
Now, we got a copy of Deborah's arrest warrant, and it read the following. Defendant did cut victim on the arm with a knife, causing painful injury. Victim did require emergency medical treatment. The acts of the accused constitute criminal domestic violence of a high and aggravated nature. You've known me long enough to know I'm going to get to the bottom line.
Yes, I believe
Right?
you will.
And I'm asking you now, let's just save a lot of time. Did you pull a knife on him?
I absolutely did not.
Not sorta, not kinda, not on a different day. You didn't pull a knife on him.
I never did.
You did not cut his arm.
I did not cut his arm.
Did you cut his arm with anything? Not a knife.
I did not attempt to touch him. I did not with my hand or a knife or a fork or a spoon or anything else.
Okay, let's fast forward to the chase scene here.
Okay, so what happened was he was trying to agitate me and get me aggravated and get into an argument, which is what he does when he's in that state.
Okay, and?
He was arguing with me to give me back what he calls his cell phone, which is really my phone that I was letting him borrow. And he said if I didn't give him the phone back, there was a felony warrant out for my arrest, that he was going to call the police and have them come pick me up. I attributed that to more of his lying babble, what he always does when he's drunk.
And he did.
And he left the house and came back, and the police came in and arrested me.
They put the cuffs on you, they take you down, put you in jail.
Yep.
Okay, then, in a very strange twist of events, Deborah received this awful text about her husband. I am guessing you are his wife, but Todd died last night. This number was left via his note. He wants you to call his uncle. You didn't want him to be dead, right?
No, I didn't want him to
Okay.
be.
You didn't attack him, you didn't cut him.
No.
You guys are having trouble, but you didn't want to see him dead.
No.
You had to be very upset
I was very
to
upset.
learn of his death.
I was mortified.
Then Deborah received this email, which included a picture of Todd before he drowned. It said, I forgot to answer your question about how Todd died. He drowned. A crab pot knocked him overboard, and by the time he was brought back, he was gone. You have to know that at least 300 people a year die doing this. Now, it says, look at the picture. Todd was the second guy from the left. We have cameras on ship. I can't talk with you anymore. I'm illegal from Ireland and need the work. I liked your husband. He made me laugh. So is Todd dead? Well, I said there was a twist. Deborah then received this voicemail 2 weeks later.
Listen, I'm trying to catch up on everything. I had this idiot guy that apparently sent you guys messages that were not exactly correct. I'm not dead. You're disbelief. I'm incapacitated, but I'm not dead. If you're doing well, I don't know where you are. I don't have a clue what you're doing. Actually, I don't even care.
You get these emails saying he's been knocked overboard and drowned, and even a picture of him on board ship. And then 2 weeks later, you get a phone call from him saying he's not dead?
It's a miracle that I just didn't have a total meltdown or a heart attack or something. And I believe within my heart and my soul, and I still do to this day, that he crafted that entire scenario so that he would not, if this case ever went to court, that he would not have to appear in court.
So, Todd's not dead. He's alive, and he's here to explain himself about all of this when we come back. Why did you lie? Why did you add to the story?
Everyone has their breaking point, and you reach that wall.
Did you want him to spend 10 months in jail?
No, I never knew that it
Are
would.
you glad he did now that you know he did?
No,
Do you think he deserved it?
no.
Well, that was Deborah, who you may remember from our show about revenge. Now, her husband Todd spent nearly a year in jail, 282 days. And because of that, Todd said he wanted revenge against her. I said, no, you don't. Don't go there. Don't do this. You two need to get away from each other. He didn't listen, and he got his revenge. She was thrown in jail after the show.
4 days after we returned, there was a physical altercation. I pulled out the phone. I was going to call 911. She grabs the phone. I leave the home. I go up the street. Somehow I got scratched or cut or something like that. I didn't really notice it, and I flagged down this police officer, and once they saw the cut on my arm and the blood, they wanted to know where the address was. They took it from there. Boom, they were in there like cops, and it freaked me out. They had her down, they had the guns pulled and all kinds of crazy bananas things. I mean, it was unbelievable. It's not something you wish on anyone, and she deserved it to a degree, but not how they did it. When I saw her in the jail suit, in the cuffs and all that, for a brief moment, there was a little bit of satisfaction. It's kind of a karma thing. Kind of get what you deserve, but because she had assaulted me before. It's not like this was a one-time thing. The judge put Deborah and I under a no-contact order. This is where I sought revenge. I took the television, a DVD player, and all her goofy romantic comedy movies, and I pawned them. I wanted her to experience some loss, because she cost me my freedom. She took away all of my personal belongings. It did feel good. That felt good.
Well, in the last segment, Deborah said she got texts and emails saying that her husband, Todd, died. But he's not dead. He is alive, and he's here today, and I'm going to have Todd join us now. Todd, please, come on out. How you doing, man?
Fine, how are you, sir?
Okay, you wanted revenge, and you got it.
I did.
Did you do it by design?
Yes, I'd have to say I did.
You're here voluntarily, right? We didn't kidnap you and bring you here. And you want to be here.
I do.
And you know I ask hard questions.
I'm prepared.
I just want you to tell me the truth. I mean, I assume you came here prepared to tell me the truth because you know I'm going to ask.
Yes, sir.
Do you want this drama in your life? No. Do you?
No, sir.
Now, you have not seen him since the night you were arrested. How do you feel looking at him now?
I can't look at him. I don't want to look at him.
When you say you did do this by design, did you fabricate the story to the police?
I did.
Okay, but you filed a false police report to get her arrested. Right. Is that okay in South Carolina? Because I got to tell you, in Texas where I'm from and in California where we are, the police take a real dim view of getting jerked around with people filing false police reports, because when they're over there jacking with you, then somebody who really does need help is not being attended to.
What, she didn't attack me. I'll concur with what she said. She did not attack me with a knife or anything like that. We had an altercation over the telephone. All of my personal belongings were still in North Carolina.
How'd the blood get on you?
I had a scratch on my arm. I didn't even notice it. The police officer noticed the scratch. I mean, it was probably an inch and a half, 2 inches
But
long.
here's what this says. Defendant did cut victim on the arm with a knife, causing painful injury. So you told them that. You said she pulled a knife on me and cut me, and you need to stormtroop the house, put her in shackles. When somebody is committed a violent act with a weapon, they're going to take it seriously because they don't want to get cut.
He's the one that really noticed it, because I was very angry, and I was walking down the street.
I don't care who noticed it. I care who reported it. When he said, you got a scratch on your arm, you said, well, she cut me with a knife.
Once he noticed it, I did. I told a lie.
Am I in the twilight zone?
That's what I feel like I've been in for the past 6 months.
Okay,
is in the
before you
twilight
get
zone.
too self-righteous and sanctimonious, you called him over at your house and told him that he hit, kicked, and punched you, and he spent 282 days in jail.
But he did physically assault me. There's a big difference here in the two situations, Dr. Phil. I did not make that up.
But you made up that he hit you and punched you and kicked you.
I was led by the police to embellish the story.
Okay, it's their fault. Okay, look, all right, come on. Now, and then you say she pulled a knife on you. Honestly, do y'all not have anything to do?
It was wrong, you know?
Was it fair that you spent the night in jail?
No, not based on a total fabricated lie that was intentional to hurt me and destroy my life. No.
Right. All right, well, then Todd sent this email. Bottom line, you are a nationally televised liar. You have zero credibility. You have no heart or soul. You will be 60 years old in 8 years. Your marketability is about over. Think about it.
Yeah. That's hurtful.
You're kind of all...
Oh, it's all over the board. I've told your staff that. I mean, my feelings were very conflicted and up in the air with her.
All right, well, Deborah received a photograph of Todd on the fishing boat before he was supposedly knocked overboard and drowned. We're going to hear about that when we come back. We're talking with Deborah and her husband, Todd, who were on a previous show about revenge. And on that show, I said that I thought that y'all were very nice people individually. You don't mix well, right? I mean, are you a nice person?
I'm a very nice person.
Do you have good friends?
Yes.
Are you a nice person?
Generally, I think I am.
Well, Deborah says that Todd plotted revenge against her the entire time he was in jail, got back at her by having her arrested for assault. Todd has now said, yes, I filed a false police report. Well, a few weeks later, Deborah was told Todd was dead.
After I moved out, I did do a brief stint with a company in Alaska. Worked on a processing boat. It's not glamorous. It's hard. You're talking about 16, 18-hour days.
I have no idea where Todd went after he moved out, but he called and told me that he had gotten a job with a commercial fishing operation in Alaska, working on one of the boats. I really didn't care. I didn't want him to be calling me. The 12th or 13th of December, I received a text message that said that he had passed away, and it gave the date and the time, and that my cell phone number was given to contact to send his belongings to. I replied and I said, I think that it is very cruel and unusual that a wife would be notified of her husband's death via a text message and not a phone call. Why am I not getting a call from an official somewhere? I became frustrated and thinking it's a never-ending saga with Todd, absolutely.
I was actually on the dock, and one of those big square pod things that kind of squashed me. Got hurt, was in the hospital 3 days.
I got clarity that Todd was not dead when he called me and told me he wasn't dead.
I said, Deborah, there's been a misunderstanding. You know, nothing happened to me. I got hurt, but everything's fine.
I just became completely and totally incensed. It was all planned.
Okay, now, I've watched Deadliest Catch a number of times. Out of all the jobs in the world, why do you want to work on a crab boat? That just seems like a terrible job to do.
Well, I actually wasn't on an actual boat. There was a gentleman there, and I'm funny about that. I wanted my contact information given in case anything happens. I left Deborah's, of course, we're married, so I left her contact information, email, telephone number. I left
To
her
JF.
to Josie, yes.
Yeah.
And
Well, the initials were JF.
and I left. I think I left her mother's name and number. I left a former employer.
Okay. Well, he sent this picture. Can I have the picture up? He sent this picture, and he says, "That's you, second from the left."
No, that's not me.
And this was in December. We actually found this picture. It was posted on a Ukrainian website in May of '09.
Yes. Yeah, I have no
not
answer
funny.
for that.
No, that was posted on a Ukrainian website in May of '09.
It's not
Wow.
funny.
This took place 7 months before he supposedly was this guy.
Yeah.
And you went up there November 26th, right?
Around the end of November. It was right around Thanksgiving. I think
It was November 26th. I mean, that's when you sent the last email to her saying,
Yeah.
it's either because I'm feeling nostalgic because of the holidays,
Correct.
or that I'm leaving tonight.
I was up in
And that was on the 26th, and then you left and went to Dutch Harbor.
Correct.
And started this job. Now,
I wasn't there very long.
did you fake your death?
No, I did not.
How long did you work up there? You were in the hospital 3 days.
Yeah, it was a few weeks. I mean, it wasn't. I didn't even complete it's usually about a 2.5 to 3 month stint.
Yeah.
I didn't even complete it. I
But-
came back to South
But you
Carolina.
got there on the 26th of November, and you
Somewhere around that.
were hurt on the 11th of December.
Just minor. I was in and out of the hospital. When
Well,
I
you
found
told her you were incapacitated when you clarified that you weren't dead.
Yeah. When I found out what he had done, I couldn't get a hold of this guy again. It was basically just contact information.
How'd you get there?
Took a bus ticket, a bus to Seattle, and they flew me up there. It's about 800 miles north of Anchorage.
So how'd you get back?
I had a plane ticket.
So you flew back where?
I think I came back into Seattle, and then, of course, came back to South Carolina.
Well, you rode the bus? You told our producers you rode the bus.
Yes, I did, back from Seattle.
But you flew to Seattle and then rode the bus back.
No, took a bus trip out there. Then they have to fly you because there's no bus routes that go into up that far.
You took a bus ticket. You took a bus ride where?
To Seattle.
Were you in Alaska?
Yeah, absolutely. I was in Alaska.
And
And
you worked
there's a
up there for
possibility I might go back.
Listen, I'm just asking you
know.
to be honest here, because do you think he was in Alaska?
I have no idea. I've doubted. I mean, how can I think anything based on everything that's occurred?
Was Todd even in Alaska on a fishing boat? We're going to find out the answer to that when we come back. Do you remember borrowing $160 from your boss
I do.
in 2 checks, one for $100 and one for $60?
I think so. It was like 100. I thought he wrote one for.
I got the checks here.
Okay.
He wrote one for 100 and he wrote one for 60.
Okay.
I also have the back of the check here that has your endorsement on it, and it says it was deposited in the bank on the 10th of December in South Carolina.
Okay.
Now, how can you sign this check? It's dated on the 8th, so you got it on the 8th. You deposited it on the 10th. I've got the bank stamp with your signature right here. How could you be in South Carolina depositing this man's check if you're getting killed up in Alaska?
I didn't fake it. I mean, misinformation was given. I
There's
understand.
no misinformation here.
No, there's
This
no
is the bank-
misinformation there.
Is this the check?
That's
And he gave that to you on the 8th.
that is the check. Okay.
You deposited it here. The bank stamp is on the 10th. How could you
sounds
be
right.
How could you be in Carolina on the 8th
Apparently I wasn't.
when he's giving you a check and you're depositing it on the 10th when you're doing 3 days in the hospital on the 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, there's no way around it. And I came here.
So you weren't in Alaska.
Eventually, yes.
Come
but
on,
not
let's tell
you
the-
know,
Let's tell the truth
I am. I came
here.
here to tell the truth.
Well,
Dr.
then
Phil.
let's get to it. Because here's another check for $100, and it's deposited at the same time.
Yeah.
Here's a letter you wrote to a friend, and that's your writing right there. And this is the postmark in South Carolina on the 11th of December. You posted a letter out of South Carolina on the 11th of December. when you supposedly are getting crushed by a crab pot? You weren't in Alaska. Todd, come on.
She's right.
You were never in Alaska.
No, sir. She hit it right on the head. No, I was nervous about the charges and everything that was going on with her court case.
Okay, so you did fake your death.
I didn't want to go to that extreme. He kind of took that on his own, but
You knew that he was writing her and telling her you were dead.
I didn't want her to know anywhere where I was, and it was extreme and totally irrational, and she's exactly right.
Because you understand, we got a picture here that was downloaded from the internet from a Ukrainian website posted in May of '09.
Yes, sir.
We've got letters from JF to her telling her that you got crushed by a crab pot, knocked overboard, and drowned. Then you say, actually, no, I wasn't drowned. I was just incapacitated. I spent 3 days in the hospital. You didn't spend 3 days in the hospital because we've talked to the hospital and you were never there. You can't work on a processing boat in a fishery up there without a license, and we've talked to the Alaska wildlife people. You never got a license. You couldn't work there. We've talked to your boss that said you worked for him in that entire time. We've talked to the woman you're renting a room from that says you never left. So all of this time this was going on, he was around the corner at somebody else's house sending you Ukrainian boat pictures reporting his death. Now, let me ask you something.
Shoot.
We started this interview with me saying, let's be honest.
Yes, you're right.
And you said, yes,
It's
sir.
embarrassing,
You
Dr.
said,
Phil.
yes, sir, I came here to be honest. And I said, you know I'm going to get to the
It's
bottom.
just embarrassing.
Because you know I do my homework.
I know
I've
you do.
given you a tenth of what I got. I knew you were never in Alaska. I knew you were never knocked off by a crab pot. I knew that all of this was a bunch of crap. And I asked you, I pleaded with you when you came out here.
did.
I said, tell me the truth.
That part's embarrassing, and that's hard to swallow and say. It's just totally embarrassing. And it's hard to sit out here in front of all these people and say you did something so totally irrational that now I can't even believe that I was a part of.
We have to take a break. Bottom line, will Todd admit whether or not he faked his own death? You've been to this show before.
Yes, sir.
And you heard me cross-examine her.
Yes, I did.
You know I am like a dog with a bone. I am going to ask the questions till I get the answers.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to do my homework because
Yes, sir.
I think you deserve the truth.
She does.
You wanted the truth, right? And my commitment was to get you the truth.
Thank you.
How do you feel about this?
I'm emotionally crippled and devastated. I'm just devastated.
But my question for you is, you've been here, you know me, and are you that arrogant that
No,
you think
embarrassed.
you're going to come out here and bull me?
No, absolutely not. Not at all.
Really? This is
Embarrassed. Just embarrassed.
This
Not-
is just for me. You walked down that runway right there and thought, that big old dumb boy.
No, I knew enough about, in the dialogue I had with your staff and the bullet points they were hitting, I figured that this was going to happen and come out. It was just embarrassing. I'm not trying to pull the wool over your eyes or anything. It's just embarrassing, and it's hard to come out and say it in front of all these people in America that I was a part of something that was out ridiculous and crazy.
Well, let's just go whole hog. You faked your death.
Yes, sir.
I
I
mean,
was
it
part
and
of it.
JF ran amok here.
No.
You faked your death.
I didn't want her to know where I was, absolutely. Yes, sir.
So you faked your death.
Yes. And I lied about the police report, and I've since called the district attorney's office and asked the charges be dropped.
Is there a JF, or is that just your screen name?
No, I don't have a screen name. There was somebody, there was a guy that actually sent these things. I didn't want it to be traced to anything to do with me.
You told him what to write.
I did. Yes, sir. And I wanted to hurt her. Instead of working with her to try to save our marriage and do things that we had agreed that we would do, I turned my back on her and tried to hurt her.
You destroyed it. Now
Well-
you're living with a woman at the beach.
You wanted to,
No.
While we're still married, you're living with a woman at the beach. On top of it, it's not bad enough that I have to deal with all this other crap that you've fabricated and lied about. Now, on top of the emotional devastation, I have to deal with the fact that you're living with another woman while we're still married.
Deborah.
Where does it stop with you, Todd? Where does it stop? Where does it end with you?
I'm renting a room. She's an older lady.
Yeah,
we're not boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yeah, and I'm supposed to believe this because why?
You don't have to believe it, but his staff clarified that.
I tell you what, we got this email from Todd's current roommate, Carol. I have a roommate who was recently on your show. He is still fixated with his wife. He told me today that he still loves her. He has hurt me financially by not paying his rent. I no longer feel that I can trust or believe anything he says to me. I don't know whether he has a romantic relationship with her or he's just renting a room. I don't know, but I do know she's on the phone. And we can ask her. Carol, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, Carol, have you been listening to all this?
I have.
What'd you want to say?
I'm very upset that I even let this man into my home after everything that I have found out about him. He's nothing but a habitual liar. He has owed me money from the day he came into my home. I felt sympathy for him. I allowed him to come into my home with no money.
Have you had a romantic relationship with this man?
No.
So this isn't a sexual...
This is strictly a roommate situation. Because of Todd not paying his bills and my landlord taking the last straw and saying, I can't keep believing your promises of when you're going to pay because Todd has not kept his promises.
Well, I'm so sorry that has happened to you. Is she telling the truth if you failed to pay her?
I've failed to pay her on time, absolutely.
Well,
I've switched jobs twice, and she's right. There were
four
two
times. He's had 4 jobs since he's been here.
No, I haven't. I've only had 3.
Well, Carol.
Jeremy, Monster, the one that you had for 2 days, and the one that you have currently.
Absolutely. Confused and self-destructive and reckless behavior. I admit to that. And she experienced that. Like I said, I wasn't there for her. You know, I should have acted totally different. And these things, I'm glad they're coming out. You know, I don't know how many more you got in your stack, but...
Oh, my gosh. I got a deck here.
Yeah, well...
I have one here from your childhood friend, Marco. I have one here from a coworker. I have a childhood friend. I have people that... millions of people watch this show, and people have seen you and said, you know, I want you to know the truth about this man because he's victimized me along the way.
Yeah.
So how does Todd feel about revenge now? You said you wanted to hurt this woman. Look her in the eye. So just how rich is the reward?
Looking at her now is totally, it's devastating.
Well, you wanted revenge, and you got it.
That's not what I want.
You made her think you were dead and hurt her in that way. It starts a grieving process when you think somebody's dead. You wanted her locked up. They stormtrooped the house. They put her in shackles.
They did.
They put her in an orange jumpsuit. They put her in a cell with a bunk and a commode. They treated you like a criminal, right?
I can never take that back. But hurting her and seeing this anguish in her face and
You don't have any idea of my anguish.
I don't.
How dare you sit there and even remotely think that you know about my anguish and what I've been through for the last 6 months. I was kicked out of my house. I lost my job. I had to move in with my mother and sleep on the couch for 5 months because I had nowhere to go. I had to put everything I own in storage to the tune of $500 a month when I'm unemployed. I had to pay a lawyer $4,000 to represent me. And if it went to trial, it was going to be $15,000. My family doesn't have that kind of money. I don't have that kind of money. You don't even have an iota of what you have put me through. And how dare you sit there and be so braggadocious, oh, I'm so sorry for what I did.
I will never be able to have a relationship again because of you. I will never be able to trust anybody again because of you. You have emotionally devastated me. You don't even have a clue.
I don't.
So don't sit there and say, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry.
Well, I am sorry,
Because,
Deborah.
no,
I
I don't
am sorry.
accept that.
I don't
Not
expect
one
you
single
will.
bit.
I don't
Not
anticipate.
one single bit, and I never will.
I know you won't. I know you. You're not going to accept it.
And I know you. And now so does everybody else.
She's right.
Look, this is so outrageous. I have a hard time finding the words to express the dysfunction in this relationship. One of the things I said from the minute I ever stepped on the Oprah show 13 years ago, I had one commitment, and that was when I got through talking, I didn't think people ought to have to guess where I stand. And when you were here before, I said, shut it down, get out, move on. You are bad for one another. Do not do this. Do not play house. Do not drag it out. Do not try to get therapy and fix this. Move on, get out, go. Was I clear?
Yes.
But you decided, no, what's he know? I'm going to do what I want to do. And how did that work for you? Not well. What'd you want to say, and then we've got to go.
I just wanted to let her know before I walk off stage that I know she'll never forgive me. I know you're right. We have to move on. It's not going to be in the same direction. I came here so I could look her directly in the eyes and tell her that Deborah, I am truly sorry that I hurt you and that I drug you through all of this and that I didn't spend my time more productively in making a positive relationship and taking care of you like I promised to do in front of God's eyes, and I didn't. I totally let you down, and I'm truly sorry with all of my heart. Believe it or not, I do have one, that I did let you down. I don't want to hurt you. I only wish happiness and health and good things for you throughout your life. I know I'll never lay eyes on you again after I walk off this stage. But I always wish good things for you, and I'm sorry about everything.
We'll be right back. Well, I want to thank all the people who wrote into the show today to help us get to the truth. As I say, I got all these emails, and we solicited none of them. They just came, and I thank Carol for being on the phone and certainly wish her the best. Now that you've seen Todd and Deborah's story, do you still think revenge is a good idea? I mean, I asked you at the top, don't you've heard that, you know, don't get mad, get even, and you go, oh yeah, boy, yeah. It doesn't work, does it? I mean, you never know the ways that it's going to come back and bite you. So when you get into that tit for tat, it just never stops. Like, you get me, then I'll get you. Well, then I'll get you worse. That's how people wind up getting their lives destroyed, their careers destroyed. And if there are children involved and they get caught in the middle of that crossfire, don't do that. Don't go there. I hope this has been a good lesson about revenge. Now, I want you to go to drphil.com, and if you're stuck in a revenge battle and you want to tell us your story, you better come prepared to tell me the truth. Because we're going to talk about the truth. Thanks for being here. So long. Thank you all. Bye-bye. Thanks, guys.
They're young.
She has chased you down the hall with a bat.
They're beautiful.
One of these girls' behavior is so bad.
They're wild.
She is under house arrest.
Sometimes I just have to leave because I can't take it.
They drink, they lie, take drugs, they sneak out, and they still get everything they want. How does that make sense?
Today on Dr. Phil.
Did you demand a car in exchange for coming on the show?
Daughters out of control.
I can start behaving a lot better if I want to.
I've heard it all a million times. It's crap.
parents in over their heads.
Why do you give in?
I'm soft-hearted.
You have to say, I am taking control of this family, and we are not going to have this behavior.
What do you do
Did friends at a party have sex in your parents' bed?
with troubled teens?
Well, I opened the door and they were doing something.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
I know things are tough out there, but we can do this. If it matters to you, that's what I want to talk about.
10 seconds to air.
Well, thank you. This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Ready, camera 5. 3, take track.
Go, Dr. Cal. Let's do it. Well, they are smoking, they are drinking, they are speeding, they are popping pills, they're disappearing all night, and they're disrespecting their parents all day. Not exactly the kind of behavior moms and dads want out of their teenage girls, right? Well, today you're going to meet a family that is the perfect example of the tail wagging the dog. We got two girls, 14-year-old Elena and 16-year-old Alexis, and they are calling the shots, and it seems that mom and dad are just rolling over. Now, one of these girls is so bad in her behavior that she is actually under house arrest. Now, the other, let's just say I'm not even sure she's going to show up today. Now, this is more common than you think. I want this show to be a huge wake-up call for Mom Kimberly and Dad David and every parent out there. Take a look, then we'll start talking.
The biggest problem we have in our family is our kids are out of control.
Elena, I did not hear you. Whoa, 1, 2, 3.
All of my family is disciplined.
When Kimberly was working and I was in charge of the kids, it didn't go well.
When I started working, the girls got into a pattern of doing whatever they wanted because Dad is very trusting and believes what they say. Can't trust what they say.
Elena, you're going to be mad if I put any of these on here.
Elena is my 14-year-old. She's been taking off, going to parties, getting in trouble, and just not listening to me. It's in my makeup bag.
You go get it.
I called Elena, and she was slurring her words. When I got home, Elena was passed out. The next day, she told me she took 2 Xanax. She said she was bored. Elena is under house arrest because she continues to take off despite what we say, and we can't control her. I don't really care about getting caught.
My wife believes that the reason the girls are the way they are is because I can't make the punishment stick.
Alexis is my 16-year-old. Her trouble comes from traffic violations.
Speeding, rolling through stop signs, violation of curfew.
My husband David will take her car keys away, but Alexis always gets them back within a day or two. When Alexis gets in trouble, I cut her phone off. We'll take her computer, but her father always turns her phone back on.
So my mom lets my sister get away with a lot more than me.
My sister Elena gets grounded a lot more. She does more stuff to get grounded.
They know how to work with me for the things that they want to get done. So I'm a victim of being manipulated by a bunch of little girls.
I have felt like I've disciplined the girls alone, but lately I feel like I just don't even try anymore because the discipline I put in place just gets taken away, and I just feel like giving up.
You guys have seen auctioneers, right, where they just talk real fast?
Yes.
That's how fast I feel like I need to talk today. Because I have so much that I want to say to you guys you can't even imagine. And so I want to jump right into it. Why do you want to be here today?
Because my girls are out of control, and I don't know what else to do.
So I'm a last resort. Well, at least I made the list. So do these girls have him wrapped around their little fingers?
Definitely.
I've been warned about this. I just had a granddaughter. I had 2 sons. I've never had... And everybody's telling me that they're wily and they're smooth and that they will. Look, you guys are going to feel in the next few minutes that you came here for me to throw you under the bus because you are doing some things that I just have to talk about, that you've got to change. But the good news is I'm going to tell you what to do instead of that. You've got to know what you're doing is not working, right?
Well, I've tried cutting their phones off, taking away the things that are important to them, their friends, but it just never sticks. So
what do you mean it never sticks?
It just never sticks because, sorry, honey, but he cuts their phone back on in 2 days, or I'll take their car keys and hide them, and he'll let them drive his car. And
okay, well, let me tell y'all 2 things that might surprise you. Is number one, I don't ask myself why your girls are doing this. Based on everything I know about the situation, I ask myself why not. Why wouldn't they? They're impulsive. They're young. They're teenage girls. Teenagers want what they want when they want it, and they want it now. Okay, so that's all. Their foresight is this far, right? They have no ability to predict the consequences of their actions. That's your job, because they can't see around corners, because they can't see that they're going to wind up dead, overdosed, or pregnant. You're not putting the brakes on for them. You're letting them manipulate you. You're not on the same wavelength as far as what you need to do, right? Because you'll impose something and then you cave. But you cave as well. I mean, your girls tell me that you try to act more like a friend than a mother, that you're the hip, cool mom.
I don't always want to be the bad guy all the time, because they say, you're so negative, you always criticize us, you don't like anything we do.
Well, they give you a lot to criticize. I said there were 2 things. One is that I don't ask myself why, I ask myself why not. Why would they not be doing this? And the other thing is, I didn't really care whether the girls came today or not. Parents grab their kid and they drag them to the therapy altar and drop them at the feet and say, there, fix them up for me. Let me know when you're done. We'll stop back and pick them up. You could have just sent them out here. You all stayed home, had a break. I could fix them, send them home, and we'd all be happy, right? Why do you suppose I don't care if they even come?
I think because it starts with us.
Yeah.
Probably me more than Kimberly.
Well, and look, clearly you are loving parents. Okay, it's not that you just don't care or that you have bad intentions. I get that. I really do. But this is not about those girls. Were they born this way?
No.
Elena, 8 tickets. 2 obstruction tickets for hiding from the cops, 2 unruly behavior tickets, 3 minor under the influence. She's 14. She's got 3 tickets for drinking.
She blames those on me, too. Yeah.
Maybe she should. One of you said you don't care if she goes to a kegger. Fess up.
I said she told me she was going to a bonfire, and I said it turns out they had a keg of beer there.
And that was a shock to you?
Yeah, a little bit. Not now it would.
How long you lived down south?
59 years.
So you're talking to a southern boy here. You ever been to a bonfire didn't have beer?
No.
You found her so drunk she could barely stand.
It was horrible, horrible. She had puke all in her hair. She couldn't even sit up. She couldn't speak. It was awful.
This is the baby. Alexis, who, by the way, she's still saying, I don't know if I want to come out onto the show today. And I had Kathleen go tell her, for me, that I didn't give a damn whether she did or she didn't. That we're going to talk about her. If she wants to be here to participate in it, that's fine. If she didn't, that's fine too. I think she'd want to participate in a discussion of her future, but if she doesn't, I could care less. So she decided she would come. Maybe she will. I mean, maybe she won't. I don't know. She has chased you down the hall with a bat?
When she was in 1st grade, yes, I was making her do her schoolwork, and she got really angry at me.
She dumped a milkshake on your head? Mm-hmm. What'd you do when she dumped a milkshake on your head?
I had to breathe deep so I wouldn't hit her. But I didn't hit her.
She poured water on your cell phone.
Mm-hmm. This was in the same day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, delightful. You actually sometimes sleep in the car. You've slept in the car because you didn't want to go in and deal with the chaos. Mm-hmm. So you're overwhelmed.
Yes, I'm very overwhelmed. I don't know what to do.
Let's talk about what we can agree about. Can we agree that something has to happen? They've taken drugs, right? Xanax?
Yes.
And drink?
Yes.
And they've mixed them?
I assume they have.
Because they were bored. Which one of these little dumplings was it that said she...
It was Elena.
It was Elena.
And you know, her sister took her to a Lil Wayne concert, and they were both on Xanax and stayed out all night. What did y'all do when that happened?
I didn't get any sleep. I was burning their cell phone up, calling all their friends, calling everybody I knew.
When you caught them?
I gave them a drug test.
And they failed it. And what'd you do?
They've done so much stuff, it just all runs together.
Doesn't even register. Okay, we got to take a break. David and Kimberly's daughters are backstage. One of them's been causing our producers huge headaches for days. And as for her parents, well, she asked them, she said, okay, I'm going to come, but you're going to have to buy me a car. Tell me you didn't buy the car.
No.
Yet.
No.
We'll be right back.
How you found this one?
Good. I'm still not going on there.
So you're not going to go on the show? Why don't you want to go on the show?
Because I don't want to.
Good morning, you guys.
Kathleen, it's Russell. Hey, listen, Alexis on the way over in the limousine was talking about that she didn't want to be on the show.
Your dad hates it when you smoke, you know.
I know, but I don't really care. Me and Alexis had a party a long time ago when my parents were out of town. Cops came to that party. The only trouble I got in was someone was smoking pot in the schoolroom, and someone threw up in my parents' room, and someone was on my parents' bed so the sheets were all messed up and stuff.
Charming. When we were at David and Kimberly's house, our cameras kept rolling as 14-year-old Elena lit up a cigarette on the porch. She revealed that she's thrown parties right under her parents' nose. Although she's still under house arrest, Elena was able to travel here with her parents today, along with her older sister, Alexis. Why do y'all think we're all here?
We're not good kids.
Are you a bully, Alexis?
No, not really.
Are you a manipulator?
Sometimes.
Did you demand a car in exchange for coming on the show?
No, they just said they're not getting me one unless I come on.
And you were trying to bribe her as well, right? Because you said to one of our producers, maybe if you could arrange a modeling shoot for her while she was there, then that would entice her to come. Really?
Well, I was trying to get her any way I could to come out here.
How do you feel about being here?
Well, I need help, so.
What help do you need?
To not be so rebellious and.
Do you drink?
Sometimes.
Do you do drugs?
Not that much.
That would be a yes?
Yeah.
And you smoke, and you're 14, but now you're under house arrest, and you've been in jail. And you said it was her fault.
The problem with my parents is they're mean, annoying, they're always in my business, and they don't discipline me and my sister the same. I called my mom a bitch. I got slapped for it. And like a week before that, my sister was like, "You're such a bitch" to my mom, and my mom didn't even take away her phone. They have a higher standard for me than her. My mom called the cops on me twice because I leave without her permission, but Alexis does it and she doesn't call the cops on her. You don't call the cops on your kids. I told her I was coming home. She still called her mommy. I walked down to my friend's house that was having a party. I was drinking liquor. I got locked up because I was under the influence, and no normal parent would do that because she doesn't need to put me in a bad situation like that. I wound up in juvenile detention center because I got arrested 2 weekends in a row, and I was already on probation because I got a possession of marijuana charge. When my mom came to visit me the first time, she just started bawling her eyes out, and I was like, "You need to suck it up because it's your fault that I'm in here." Everyone I know parties. I'm the only person that gets caught, and it's because of my parents. Well, they could have just grounded me or something. I would want my parents to leave me and Alexis the hell alone and like not care like half of our friends' parents don't.
She showed up crying, but you said it was her fault that you were in jail. How was it her fault?
Because she called the cops on me.
If I rob a bank and somebody calls the cops and I wind up in jail, it's the fault of whoever called the cops.
No.
Me robbing the bank had nothing to do with it. This rude person called the cops on me, and so now I'm in jail. How dare they? Is that your logic? Let me know if I run a red light here. I'm trying to, well, you do that too, but you got your car sold because you had a lot of tickets, right?
Yeah.
You crashed the car in 2007. You've had a speeding ticket that you said was lost in the system, run a stop sign, curfew and rolling through a stop sign yet again.
Most of those got dropped. And the first one I didn't run. They had it on camera.
You still got them though, right?
Yeah.
It's probably just a conspiracy. You put an alarm system on the house, right?
Yes.
So if they left, you would know.
Well, actually, I caught her sneaking out twice, so I had an alarm system put in.
And what did y'all do?
Turned it off.
Do y'all have any respect whatsoever for your parents' right to tell you what you can do and what you can't do?
Yeah.
Well, looking at myself, I don't.
Which
She
one
likes
of them?
all my friends.
Which one
I
of them
can
did you
look
tell
at
not to get a tattoo? And did you get a tattoo?
You didn't tell me not to. Yes, I did.
And which one did you tell not to get a lip ring?
A tongue ring, her.
A tongue ring? And
She got it anyway.
she got it anyway? So what am I missing here? Because I'm just trying to assess the situation. I mean, it is what it is. It doesn't really matter what they say to you, right?
I don't know. Things have gotten better.
On the stage here, or?
No, like, for the past few months, things have gotten better.
Really, that's why y'all felt the need to be here. All right, I got to take a break. We're going to find out why Mom blames Alexis for her younger sister's bad behavior. We'll talk about that when we come back.
Alexis has called her father names and yelled at him in front of the whole softball team.
Alexis always gets angry when she doesn't get her way.
She called a timeout, went over to her dad, started yelling at him. She got mad and threw her glove at him and told him he's an idiot and doesn't know how to coach.
The things that set Alexis off are not predictable. If she disagrees with something that somebody has told her she has to do or can't do, then she is quick to throw anger fits with her mom and her sister, sometimes me. I think that Elena's actions have been influenced by her older sister.
Elena is following in her sister's footsteps, but Elena is more out of control with it than her sister.
Well, Kimberly and David believe that their daughters Alexis and Elena are dangerously out of control, and what's making things worse is Alexis' anger and the way she bullies everyone in the family to get her own way. If they don't do what you want them to do, then you're just going to create so much havoc that they'll eventually cave. Is that your strategy?
I don't know.
I mean, well, come on, we're just being honest here. I mean, obviously I know the answer to the question or I wouldn't be asking.
No.
You manage by intimidation.
I guess so.
What?
I don't know.
Hey, listen, you're a big enough girl to make the decisions. Be a big enough girl to own them. Is your dad a pushover?
I guess.
He's a nice guy.
What do you think they say about you, Dad, when you're not around?
They say, we can, and they tell Kimberly, they say, we can really talk him, given time, we can talk him into anything.
And why do you give in?
I'm soft-hearted. I'm easily swayed about it. If you have a sad story, I'll listen to it.
Let me characterize that for you as to how I think this really works. And you guys can listen to this. I don't mind. They're not going to like much of what happens from here on. I just tell you because we're going to talk about you a little bit like you're not even here. When a parent indulges a child, it's like they're saying, okay, I can do this right now because it makes me feel better. It takes the pressure off of me. So I'm going to give in here because doing so will make me feel better in the moment. I can be liked. I can be the good guy. I don't have to deal with their unhappiness. Because I believe that parents are as happy as their saddest child. I really do. I think that really affects us. And so when you give in, you're doing that for you. It is a totally selfish response. When you give in and allow them to do things that you know in the logical, rational light of day is not in their best interest, you're teaching them, okay, I told you something that was going to go on for 2 weeks, and now I'm teaching you that I am full of crap, that the world doesn't work that way. The world will tell you something, but they won't do it. Then you're giving them a bad message, aren't you? You're teaching them not to respect you, and you're teaching them a way the world doesn't work. Because when they go out and get a job or they go get in college, that teacher who isn't sad because they don't have their homework is going to give them an F. And they're going to be in shock because Daddy taught them that all you have to do is bat your eyes and whine a little bit and you'll get by. Are you capable of putting their interest ahead of your own?
Yeah, I think that's where we have to get, yes, sir.
Because that's what I'm saying that I don't think you've considered. When you do this, you're making them pay for your comfort. You're saying, I'm going to cripple you. I'm going to sabotage you so I feel better. Isn't that a selfish way to be?
It is.
You're not giving them something, you're taking something away. You're taking away the opportunity for them to grow up as self-sufficient young women who can self-police, self-control, set goals and attain them. You're taking all of those things away from them by allowing them to get what they want without earning it. They haven't showed themselves to be trustworthy. They haven't shown themselves to have integrity. They haven't shown themselves to be able to set and achieve a goal in a sustained sort of way, but you pay them off anyway. And that's not how the world works, right?
No, not at all.
And here's the deal. I think if kids perform at an A level, they should have an A lifestyle. But I think if they perform at a D level, they should have a D lifestyle. They do good work, they get good things. But if they don't do good work, they don't get good things. But that's not how it works at your house, is it? They have an A+ lifestyle with a D- behavioral set, right? They sneak out, they drink, they lie, they bully, and they still get everything they want. How does that make sense?
It doesn't.
What do y'all think about that?
I don't know.
You'll be a mother someday, and if you don't get this under control,
sooner than later.
Could be very, very soon. Did you fake a pregnancy?
No.
Did you test positive?
Yes.
It just went away? What do you think?
No comment.
What do you mean no comment? We're here to comment.
I mean, I don't want her to get mad at me. I didn't do anything.
Really? We'll grab back.
I think it was the first time she'd ever drank. I got a phone call from her friend's mother saying that she found Elena. She was so drunk. When I went over there to pick her up, she couldn't even sit up. She was passed out. She wouldn't wake up. It just makes me cry because she scared me so much.
David and Kimberly say that they've just lost control of their teenage daughters, Elena and Alexis. We were just talking, and I asked you a question. I said, how did she test positive for pregnant and then just wasn't? And you said, well, I don't want to say because I don't want to make her mad.
Well, you don't have to live with her, I do. And it's very difficult to live with her when she's angry because I can't handle it. I just can't handle it. Sometimes I just have to leave because I can't take it.
So she's got you completely buffaloed. True?
No.
How did you test positive for pregnant and you weren't? Did you use somebody else's urine?
No, I don't even know any pregnant people.
How'd she test positive, Elena?
I don't want her to be mad at me either.
I didn't do anything.
You don't want to be mad at you either?
No, whenever she gets, I don't like her being mad at me.
She used somebody else's urine, right?
I'm not. No comment.
Yeah, I think we all know how that happened. I'm a little flabbergasted here. Were you trying to stay hooked up with a boyfriend?
That didn't happen.
I'm sorry?
Nothing.
I'm sorry?
Nothing.
Okay, so where in the stage is this pouting? Are we going to see anger here in a few minutes?
No, we will after.
We will when we get home.
Okay.
Or back to the hotel.
All right, next, I've got a plan for Kimberly and David to consider. We'll be right back. What do y'all want to do here? I mean, it's very obvious to me that you have to have a completely different approach to what's going on here. It's what I call commando parenting. I think you are on the brink of a crisis. And I think you have to decide that you're either going to do your job as parents or you're not. You're in a power struggle here. And see, here's my philosophy with kids. I think you avoid confrontation every step of the way that you can. But if they decide that they want to do that differently, if you do have a confrontation, do not lose. Do not lose. And commando parenting, to me, means that you make a commitment to totally immersing yourself into the plan. And let me tell you how radical my thinking is about this, Dad. I mean, if that means you have to quit your job, if that means you have to sell your house and live in a tent, you do whatever you have to do to say, I am taking control of this family, and we are not going to have this behavior. You cannot leave her to deal with this because you want to be the nice guy. You're overwhelmed. She is overwhelmed here. She's saying, I got nothing. And the second thing you got to do is you gather the army. And if you guys are the team, then you need to fall back and say, look, we got a job here. It is our job to deliver them to adulthood safe and sound, hopefully educated and prepared for the next level. And we're not doing that. And if you have to, you strip their existence. I mean, see, we have an entitled generation here. They think they're entitled to cars, cell phones, designer clothes, hairdos, makeup. Your responsibility is to provide these children with shelter and food. That's it. And I have to tell you, if these were my daughters, when they got home today, there would be a twin bed in their bedroom. Period. It's warm, it's dry, there's a bed. They would have clothes. They would not be designer clothes. They would be fundamental, cover your body, stay warm when it's cold and cool when it's hot clothes. You got to earn everything above that is a privilege. Everything above that is a privilege. It's not an entitlement. And you don't back down. You make clear what is forbidden behavior. And when they choose the behavior, you choose the consequences. If you girls were going home with me, I promise you, you could do drugs or drink one time. And then I would take you out of the game. If you don't have the wherewithal and the ability for them to function, then they need to be somewhere that is highly structured, somewhere that rolls them out of the bed at 6:30 in the morning, somebody that puts them in class until the work is done, somebody that does what has to be done. When they choose the behavior, they choose the consequences. You may say, oh, I just feel terrible. I sent my girls to this highly structured school. But you know what? You're doing your job. You may not be popular, but you're doing your job. And that's what has to happen. And failure to enforce consequences, you'll sabotage their development. You put them in control. You put them in control. You say, you do this, you get that. You do this, you get that. You do this, you do that. That way it's up to them. It's not you deciding whether they have a television in the room or not. They decide that by their conduct. That's up to them. And you got to be prepared for war. If they run, get the police. I would rather have them safe in jail than at risk on the street. You have to be prepared to do what you have to do to get this under control. And you have to reward good behavior. I always told our boys, I said, look, you guys can earn more than you could ever cheat and steal. You can get more out of Robin and I by doing a great job than you're ever going to be able to sneak around and do. And this is the good news for y'all. You guys can have more than you could ever hope to manipulate or bully out of your parents, if you're just willing to do what you have to do. That's not going to include drinking and alcohol. That's against the law. Neither one of you are drinking age. Both of you drink. Neither one of you have prescriptions to be taking the medications you're taking. And they'll mix those, and you will find them dead. Now, I don't care how much you want to feel liked. Your job is for them to not wake up dead from mixing drugs and alcohol because they don't know any better. Because they don't know any better. So I probably look like a crazy man to y'all, but I'm trying to give you a wake-up call. I'm trying to tell you what needs to happen here. So what y'all want to say?
No, you're right. You're right. That's exactly what needs to happen.
Most of the kids in the world today are lucky to be warm and dry. And these girls flaunt. They don't appreciate what you give them. It's obvious. They don't respect you. She's standing on your porch, smoking a cigarette, talking about her friends at a party, throwing up in your bed. Did these people have sex in your parents' bed?
Well, I opened the door and they were doing something, but I don't know if they were doing that or not.
Well, you told our producer on the porch they were having sex in the bed.
I'm pretty sure I opened the door and I saw something, but then I shut it again because...
Why would you allow people
I didn't allow
to even
it. It just
be
happened.
in our house like that?
It just happened because you allowed... Did you invite these people over?
Yes.
And you let them go in your house and you let them get in your parents'
I
bed?
I didn't know they were up there.
We were at a church marriage retreat at the time.
Does that not
That's
just...
awful.
Does this not enrage you?
It does.
But you're afraid you're going to hurt her feelings because she needs her cell phone. Because, Dad, I need it because we're doing homework and I have to call somebody who's in the study group. If I don't have my cell phone, then I can't call the study group. And I got to have it so I can do it. I've heard it all a million times. It's crap. It's crap. It's time to say we're not going to do this anymore. These are delightful young women. They are intelligent. They're gorgeous girls. You know, power corrupts. And absolute power corrupts absolutely. And you have given these girls a power that they are not mature enough to handle. You've got the tail wagging the dog. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to them. You have a crisis situation on your hands. This is something that calls for immediate and dramatic intervention. Are they up to it? And if they're not, what's the alternative? There are two possibilities. I'm going to tell you what they are when we come back. We've heard that no one in this family wants to upset Alexis. They don't want to talk about anything that might make her mad. In fact, Alexis wasn't going to come on the show. Then she was, then she was, and then she was, then she was, and then she was. I never thought that should have really been an option since she's not an adult. And I know we all grew up where if my dad said, get over here and stand, I went vertical right there. I'm the best friend you've got in this room right now. I'm the best friends you got in this room right now. And I'm going to tell you why, because I'm trying to save you from yourself right now. You can't be happy being mad all the time.
We haven't even been fighting lately. We've been fine, like the past few months.
Yeah, that's why everybody's afraid to even say anything around you. These girls have to either say, okay, you know what? We are a family, and we have responsibility to be members of this family like everybody else. And we're going to participate and do what we need to do so everybody can have a peaceful, happy existence. My philosophy with my boys was always very simple. I said, you got two jobs. One is to get educated, and number two was to have a damn good time doing it. I said, you should be joyful. You should be happy. You should be having fun every day. If you're not having fun every day, you're not managing your lives very well. You know, have fun, but get yourself prepared. I will make resources available to you. You say you're about to wrap up the family counseling that you have now. I will make resources available to you to pursue that on an outpatient basis collectively. Let me again be very clear. You are obviously a very loving, well-intended parent here, but you owe it to these girls to turn this around. Give them a chance. They've gone down a bad road here, like they're lost in the woods. You've got to lead them out of this. I've said many times on this show, teenage brains aren't through growing yet. And their reasoning centers, their ability to predict the consequences of their actions is one of the last things that fill in the frontal portions of the brain. You have to see around corners. Give them a chance. And if you get attitude and you get a behavior that is not right, then you need to do what you have to do to turn this around. Fair enough?
Yes, sir.
We'll be right back. We've been talking about family dynamics today, and look, there has to be a hierarchy in a family. Somebody has to be in charge. You cannot manage by committee. It doesn't mean that people can't earn a right to a bigger voice, but it is an earned right. And I trust that we have a plan here, right? All right, good. I appreciate you guys coming. Are you glad you came?
Yes,
Absolutely.
I am.
Yes.
Why?
Because I think you gave us some good insight and the resources we need.
If you want to send me your comments on this show, you can email me at drphil.com. You can visit my blog at blog.drphil.com. And you can also reach me on Twitter. And yes, I know that I didn't ask the girls if they were glad they came. But I trust in the long run they will be. Thanks for being here. So long. See y'all. See y'all. Bye-bye. See y'all. Thanks so much. Today on Dr. Phil.
I was 15 years old. That's when my life changed. I'm 100% sure that he is the man.
You went away for 14 years.
I miss my kids growing up.
I don't understand why. Why did they let him go?
The DNA evidence says this is the wrong guy.
No.
She says, I have seen his face.
Not this face.
If this is the wrong guy, don't you want to know it? Would it help you to talk to him? So you good to go?
I'm scared.
I know things are tough out there, but we can do this. If it matters to you, that's what I want to talk about.
10 seconds to air.
Well, thank you. This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Ready, camera 5.
3, take track.
Go, Dr. Phil. Let's do it. Thank you very much. Okay, everybody have a seat. I want to do a little experiment today. Watch this. All of you were just eyewitness to a crime. That was a bomber on the roof. Can you identify him? We're going to show you a lineup of possible suspects. Now, each member has a Paget gadget underneath your chair, and you can use that to identify who you think may be the bomber. So pick that up. The number on the Paget corresponds with each of the numbers of the suspects that you're going to see in the lineup. So take a look at the lineup and then go ahead and vote. Okay, do you need to see that one more time? Like to see the lineup again? All right, here we go. And obviously, the numbers they're holding correspond to the numbers on your device. So make your selection now. Go ahead and vote. Okay, everybody done? All right, so let's reveal the results. If you picked number 1, you identified an innocent man. Who picked number 1? Okay. How sure are you? Not real? You're very sure? Okay. Number 2, an innocent man. If you picked number 3, raise your hand. Who picked number 3? Well, okay, if you picked any of the men in this lineup, then you picked the wrong guy. Because the real perpetrator is not in the lineup. Who here did not pick someone? Okay, 4 or 5 of you. Now, you can call that a trick if you want, but the point is that remains the case that many jurisdictions across the country do not warn witnesses that the perpetrator might not be in the lineup. What the police have is a suspect, not necessarily the perpetrator. Now, any one of us could be an eyewitness to a crime, but would you remember what the criminal really looked like? Now, if you're the victim of a crime, surely the perpetrator's face would be etched in your memory, or would it? I mean, there's a big question here. Now, Dr. Gary Wells is a professor at Iowa State University, and he's been studying eyewitness accounts for the past 30 years. How unreliable is this?
You know, there are over 250 DNA exoneration cases where juries convicted people of crimes they did not do, and 3 out of every 4 of those are cases of mistaken eyewitness identification.
Okay, 3 out of 4 that are exonerated, those cases, they had an eyewitness that said, that's the guy.
Yes.
And that turns out to be wrong.
And turned out to be wrong.
Okay, but now, isn't it true that like less than 5% of the crimes have DNA evidence?
Well, that's right. I mean, those are the lucky cases, the DNA exoneration cases, because for every case in which there's some DNA that might trump an eyewitness, there are 20 cases in which there's no DNA or no kind of proof that would trump it.
So if there have been 245 DNA exonerations out of 5% of the cases, and you extrapolate that to the other 95% of the cases, there are a lot of innocent people in jail right now.
That's a lot of innocent people, and we don't know how to get them out.
All right, well, we're going to talk more about this as we go along. In fact, every DNA exoneration case involving mistaken identity, the actual perpetrator was not in the lineup that the witness viewed. And that's just what happened with our first guest. Take a look at this.
I was 15 years old. I was on my way to school, and that's when my life changed. I saw a man in the doorway of an apartment building. But then I heard footsteps behind me. I was punched in my left eye and took me by my hair behind an apartment building and down some stairs. I was told if I screamed, he would kill me. I was told to lay on my back. I don't really know exactly what he did down there. All I know is that it hurt, and I just wanted to go home. I was told to pick up some dirt and to rub it on my vaginal area and to rub it on my chest. He told me to stay there. If I got up, he'd kill me. I waited a few seconds after I heard him leave, and then I took off screaming for help. I went to the police station to do an identity sketch. It was computerized. I felt 100% sure that the man that I sketched was the man that I had seen that morning. They had a tip that there was a man that worked at a meat market that resembled my sketch.
I was at work. I heard my name over the intercom. I came to the front and I seen this lady pointing.
I screamed and I grabbed my detective.
And then two guys with suits on walking towards me. And then the next thing I knew, they was putting the handcuffs on me.
That was the man that raped me.
I was like, why is y'all putting the handcuffs on me? Why y'all taking me to the police station? I was really embarrassed and hurt. They put me in a lineup, and then they told me what I was being charged with, criminal sexual assault.
When I found out what the charge was, I was devastated. I think they made a terrible mistake, and I thought it would be resolved real soon. We had been together 2 years prior to Dean getting arrested, and I knew his character.
I stayed in Cook County jail 2.5 years waiting on my trial.
It was hard for me to trust men. I was ashamed.
When I was going through trial, I knew everything was going to be okay. But once the judge said guilty, I just started crying.
The man took away a piece of me that I could never share with somebody. He took my virginity away. Something that I wanted to wait and give to somebody special.
I knew I wasn't this person. I got on my knees, I prayed, watch him protect me, because they had me with people who kill people, people who rape people, gangbangers and drug dealers. It was scary, real scary.
Well, is Dean guilty? Or like some of you in the audience, did Loretta pick the wrong man? Any one of us could end up being an eyewitness to a crime, but are all eyewitness accounts reliable? I mean, that's the question, right? Dean found himself convicted of rape. He says he didn't do it. He says he did not commit that crime. The victim, Loretta, firmly believes that Dean is the man who raped her that cold November morning on her way to school. Dean never gave up on his innocence. He prayed for a miracle. Here's what happened next.
I was in the library. I heard my name over the loudspeaker. Dean Cage, come to the counselor's office. The counselor told me to pack your things, you're going home. I was like, man, quit playing. He said, I ain't playing. They said, your DNA test came back. You were not the person.
I got the news from one of Dean's attorneys. She said, can you come get Dean, like right now? And I said, yeah.
I was on my way to work, and my lawyer told me that he was getting out of jail.
It was a nightmare in there, but it was a blessing to come home.
I thought I was safe, but I don't feel safe anymore.
And I know everything's gonna be all right.
I'm 100% sure that he is the man that raped me.
We heard you make the comment, they called you to the counselor's office. What went through your mind when you walked out those doors?
At this particular time, it was scary because it all happened so fast.
Right. How fast did it happen? I mean, you're in your cell, or you're certainly locked up somewhere. They call you. How soon before you stepped out into the free world?
A couple of hours.
Really? Just bang, bang. Did you ever lose faith
Oh, never. No.
It never in your mind occurred to you that he had done this?
Never.
Right. What's your emotion about it? I mean, is there anger? Is there sadness? I mean, there's this tremendous loss of time here.
Yeah, it was, because I had lost so much. My mother raised me, my grandparents raised me as well. And I lost both of them when I was in the county. And it hurt me so bad because I couldn't be there to watch them be laid to rest. I missed my kids growing up. It just took a big part of my life away. Everything has changed. The cell phones, they didn't have cell phones when I left. I think the popular thing then was beepers.
Right.
And they didn't have computers or flash screen TVs or, you know. It was just so much had changed.
You had no criminal record at all?
No, sir.
So they grabbed a hold of you, and you didn't have like burglaries and break-ins, sex crimes, nothing?
Nothing.
How do you feel about this woman that identified you as her rapist? Are you angry with her? What's your emotion about her?
I can't be angry with her because the perpetrator, whoever did this, she had been through a lot as well, right? And it's hard. I guess it's really hard trying to cope with something like this.
Well, here's the thing. Dean has been released, but is it a happy day for everybody? I'm going to talk to Loretta, who endured the unthinkable at age 15, a brutal rape, and it was apparently very brutal. Does she think the wrong man was behind bars, or does she think that her monster is now walking the streets a free man? She at first wanted to conceal her identity on this show, which is why you saw her in the shadows in the beginning. But she changed her mind, and she agreed to sit down and talk to me. We're going to meet her next and find out why she has major doubts about Dean. This man that you believe to be your attacker has been released.
It was the most frightening day of my life. My biggest fear is that he'll come after me. I don't understand why. Why did they let him go?
So how accurate are eyewitness accounts? Now, we just spoke with Dean, a man who was convicted of raping a 15-year-old girl named Loretta. Now, Dean spent 14 years behind bars until DNA testing exonerated him. Now, he was released in May of 2008, but what about the victim? The fact is, Loretta still believes that Dean is the man who raped her and that law enforcement has yet to find a match for her rapist's DNA. Now, I met with Loretta to discuss this very difficult situation she now finds herself in. Loretta, I'm really glad to meet you, but I'm really sorry for the circumstance. I wish we were meeting about a happier subject matter. Tell me why you wanted to be here today and what you hope to accomplish.
I wanted to be here today to see if I can maybe help somebody else, and hopefully I can find closure.
And closure is something that has escaped you thus far, right?
Yes, sir.
And this man that you believe to be your attacker has been released.
Yes.
From prison.
It was the most frightening day of my life. I'm afraid again. My biggest fear is that he'll come after me.
How fresh has all of this come back to you? Because I know it happened, was it 14 years ago?
It happened in 1994.
Okay, it just took you back to that moment in time.
Yes, sir.
I so hate that for you. Did you feel the same things you felt?
I felt like I was in a dream.
Are you having any nightmares about this?
I have a lot of flashbacks.
Tell me about the flashbacks.
I wake up in the middle of the night, and there's times where I think my husband is the person. And there's been a time where I started hitting him, and he'd say, "It's me, it's me, it's me, your husband."
What do you feel in those moments when you wake up?
I think he's there, and I'm afraid that he's there to hurt me.
Do you consider yourself anxious? Do you have anxiety attacks other than the flashbacks?
I'm real careful about my environment, and there's certain times where people may approach me, and I get nervous, and I just freeze.
Why did they release him?
They released him because DNA sample didn't match him. I don't understand why. Why did they let him go? I can't believe it till this day.
When this happened, did you see his face? Did you see it clearly?
Yes.
Well, let me talk to you a little bit about what I want to do. The first thing I have to get said, you have not and cannot do anything wrong in this situation. How you reacted to it at the time wasn't wrong. How you've reacted to it since was not wrong. The fact that you're having more intense flashbacks or nightmares or thoughts about this is not wrong. There are very few times in life when there's just not anything that you can do that would be wrong. And this is one of those times, because I'm going to tell you, the worst thing that can ever happen is when a victim gets victimized. And you are clearly a victim here. You didn't do anything to bring this rape on at the time. What you did is you stayed alive. You could have made other decisions and wound up dead, but you survived. I just hope you realize how strong and courageous you've been through this whole thing. Do you get that?
I try.
Why is that hard for you to hear me say?
Because I don't feel like it. I'm ashamed of myself. I feel like I did wrong, especially with him getting out.
Oh, Loretta, listen, you did nothing wrong here. I am so glad you're here today, because I want you to use your life like you're doing. And so many are going to be inspired by you and moved by you. That is such a great thing. You be proud of who you are and what you've overcome. Now, I think there are some things that have not been completed with you yet, and I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes. But you have 3 children, right?
I have 4.
4? Well, 3 of them wrote me letters. I want you to hear those, okay?
Dear Dr. Phil, I am 11 years old. I am writing to express my feelings about my mom getting hurt. When I think about it or see her cry, I cry.
I am 6 years old. I wish the police did not let him go. I am afraid he will hurt her again.
She is the best and most beautiful thing in the world, and it's my mom, and I love her.
I wish I could see my mom happy again.
I wish I could see my mom happy again. We need to get back to that place, right?
Yes, sir.
Have you entertained the thought in your mind that they had the wrong man in jail? Well, up next, a very frightening truth that Loretta must now face. Will she be able to? That's next. This DNA evidence was sent to 2 independent labs, and the question was, does this rule out this man as being the person that was there?
No.
We're talking about eyewitness accounts today and how they are often unreliable. Now, Dean Cage spent 14 years behind bars for a rape that he did not commit. He was exonerated just last year when DNA excluded him. The victim, Loretta, is having a very difficult time understanding that Dean is not her rapist. Now, here's more of my interview with her. Have you entertained the thought in your mind that they had the wrong man in jail?
No, sir.
Doesn't even occur to you. Tell me why.
I seen his face as clear as can be. I don't believe it.
Well, my goal is to help you personally, to support you, to do anything I can to get you to the point that you get to be all of who you are, that these kids get all of their mom. And the only way to do that is to heal. You'll never forget what happened to you, but it doesn't need to be raw either. If the person they're letting out of jail is an innocent man, I'm not saying you believe he is, but if he is, just be hypothetical with me for a minute. You would want him to be free, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, if he's not the guy.
Yes, sir.
Because here's what I want to tell you. Before I started doing the Oprah show 12 or 13 years ago, I worked in the court systems, and DNA evidence is a powerful, powerful thing. You get that, right?
Yes, sir.
And at the time that this happened to you, it was pretty much in its infancy. But the DNA technology has advanced in an astounding way. And this DNA evidence was sent to 2 independent labs. And the question was, does this rule out this man as being the person that was there? And both of those labs independently came back and said this man was not there. They said that had he been there, had he touched you, there was enough there to identify him. And the exclusion of him was 100%. I have to tell you, with all of my years of experience and all of my time in the litigation arena, the experts that I've debriefed in this situation, the study that I've done of the sample that was taken here, and all of the analysis that was completed, this man was innocent.
No.
So what do you think after watching that, Dean? She thinks it's you. She says, I have seen his face.
Not this face. Not this face.
Dr. Wells, this is not a strange scenario for you.
No, it's not. Generally speaking, once a mistaken identification happens, the face of the person who was mistakenly identified tends to become the witness's memory. And so what she's really remembering at this point is not back from the crime scene, not back from the time when she's raped, but the memory she has is of the person she identified.
All right, we've got to take a break. When we come back, Loretta is adamant that Dean is the man who raped her. Is the truth that an innocent man was convicted of her rape just too much for her to bear? Think about it. I mean, everything that's going on with her, if she's wrong, what does that mean? We'll be right back.
I just go back to thinking I did something wrong.
What did you do wrong? Well, we're talking about how any of us could be an eyewitness to a crime and possibly end up identifying someone that we believe is a perpetrator when maybe they're not. It doesn't mean that you can't ever trust what you see, but I do want us to recognize that, we always hear you can have an accident and 5 eyewitnesses give 5 different versions. It's not perfect. Imagine being brutally raped at 15 years old, believing that you helped get that monster behind bars only to find out 14 years later that DNA says he's not the guy. That's a lot to wrap your mind around, to say the least. And that is exactly what's happening here with Loretta. Here's more of my interview with this young woman. I have to tell you, with all of my years of experience and all of my time in the litigation arena, the experts that I've debriefed in this situation, the study that I've done of the sample that was taken here, and all of the analysis that was completed, this man was innocent.
No.
Loretta, what if it was someone that looked like him?
I was there. I touched his face.
Now look at me now. I wasn't there. I didn't see what you saw. And I don't think that there is a doubt in your mind. But this DNA evidence taken from your body did not have him in it. There's no way that he could have touched you and not left a biomolecule. It's just not possible. If this is the wrong guy, I'm not saying you believe he is, okay? I know. But if this is the wrong guy, don't you want to know it?
Yes.
Because he went to prison when he shouldn't have. And more important, the real perpetrator hasn't paid yet for what he did to you. And if that's true, then we need to find him. When you went to the meat market and you looked at these suspects, this was the last person you looked at, right?
Yes, sir.
And didn't they also tell you, we're taking you over here because there could be somebody in here that looks like your sketch?
Yes, sir.
There's also evidence in the psychological science of perception that once somebody creates a sketch, that replaces the image they had in their brain. This DNA evidence excludes this man with 100% accuracy.
I don't believe it.
How could the DNA be wrong?
They weren't as careful with DNA samples back then like they are now. I don't believe it.
They have his DNA, you get that, right? If they found someone in the system that it did match, how would you feel then?
If they found somebody, I would feel excited. But it goes back to saying that I did something wrong.
You didn't do anything wrong. You can't do anything wrong. I mean, I covered this before we started because this ain't my first rodeo. And I knew where you were going with this, and anybody would. You didn't do anything wrong. You told the truth as you know it and see it every step of the way. You did what you believed to be true at the time, and still believe to be true, I can clearly see.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what you're thinking.
I just go back to thinking I did something wrong.
What did you do wrong?
Telling the truth, look where it got me. Thinking I did the right thing.
But Loretta, you did tell the truth, and you did do the right thing. You were the victim of a horrible, violent crime. They asked you for the best information you had, and you gave it to them. In fact, this is the wrong guy. I'm sorry for him, but all you can do is answer questions truthfully. And people ask you what you think. You tell them what you think. This man that's been let out of prison seems to have exactly that attitude. His attitude is, I don't think anybody's out to get me. I mean, people just said what they believed to be true. Interestingly enough, he's not mad at anybody, really. He just says, I'm just glad I'm out, because I didn't do it. And with proper controls and constraints, would it help you to talk to him? Well, that's a huge question, right? I mean, if she believes that Dean is the monster that brutally raped her, the last thing she wants to do is come face to face with him ever again. And the question is she going to turn loose of her belief and try to move forward here, or is she not? We'll find out when we come back. I think it would help for you to talk to him. I think it would help you get closure on this whole situation. Tomorrow, he's going to be here. Will you think about it? Well, Dean Cage spent 14 years behind bars for the rape of a 15-year-old girl named Loretta. Now, it was May of last year that Dean was exonerated due to DNA. Now, Loretta was told over the phone that Dean was free. And now, as I spoke to her, you could see the emotional roller coaster that this whirlwind of information was putting on her, because understand here, she believes he's the person. He's now out, which she thinks puts her in harm's way. I'm telling her that the DNA has exonerated Dean. Now, if that's true, how guilty do you feel for causing an innocent man to spend 14 years of his life behind bars? This is overwhelming. Take a look at a little bit more of my conversation. With proper controls and constraints, would it help you to talk to him? Would you be afraid to talk? He's not here, by the way. I'm not getting ready to have him walk in the door or anything. But at some point, do you think it would help you to talk to him?
No, sir.
Okay, then I only want to help you. So if it wouldn't help you, then I wouldn't want you to do it.
I just keep going back that I did wrong.
You have nothing to be ashamed of. You have nothing to be embarrassed about. If you were wrong, it was an honest mistake. You answered the questions you were asked. You told the truth as you saw it. And I think it would help for you to talk to him. He does not have one iota of anger at you whatsoever. He just feels terrible that you're afraid of him. He hates that for you, that you are afraid that there's some monster out there that will hurt you. Because he's saying, I'd never hurt her, I'll never will hurt her. I think it would help you to talk to him. I think it would help you get closure on this whole situation. Tomorrow, he's going to be here. Will you think about it?
I'd have to talk it over with my husband.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You'll think about it. Talk about it. And if you think it's not productive, then don't do it. But I think it would be helpful. And so y'all discuss it privately. I do think it might help you for no other reason than to maybe see him in a different light. Might be a healing thing for you and for him. I don't know. But I would like you to think about it. Listen, if you do, I will be right there with you. You will not be unsafe in any way whatsoever. There's also going to be a DNA expert here tomorrow. And if you get home and think of any questions you want to write down, I'd like for you to talk to him. I want to get you all the information you can. I want to be sure we're dealing with the facts and then help you start moving forward with this.
Yes, sir.
Because you've paid enough. It's time for you to get some closure on this and just have some joy with your husband and your family. Isn't it time? I would love for you to go home from here knowing that if you accept that this is the wrong man, that you and he are at peace and you have no shame, you have no guilt. And I think that's what you would come away from this with. I think he would tell you, look, you and me are okay. And I think you need to hear that if you can accept that this is not the man.
Yes, sir.
This is a decision for a husband and a wife to make. And I will support whatever decision you make. And then I want to really get busy helping you get a grip on this.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
All right. I hope this wasn't too hard.
No.
Okay. Well, you've seen and heard her speak. What do you think of her?
I could see that she's afraid. I feel bad the way she feels because she still thinks I'm this person that I'm not. And I would like for her to get a closure in all of this. But I'm a victim in this as well.
Oh, I'll say you are. 14 years of your life have been taken away from you. I can't even wrap my mind around the unfairness that you have experienced in this, Dean. It's just, I have a hard time wrapping my mind around that. I am so impressed that you're not just fighting, spitting, angry, mad about this whole thing. You seem to have a peace about you about this that I have to tell you is very impressive. But I think you have a great attitude about this, and you are clearly a victim here. 14 years of your life, that's not okay. And I am so sorry. I am so sorry that that's happened to you. I'm so sorry that it's happened to you. It's just tragic. You know, you have children involved here that you haven't been able to be there for. You have so much time with Jewel and with your family, and just your rights and your liberties being taken away. It's just, I am so sorry for that. I don't think she's an evil young woman. I think you're right about that. And I don't know whether she's willing to talk to you or you're willing to talk to her. I got this far. I was able to get her to stay in town and to be here. And I would love for the two of you to sit together and talk about this experience in your life. Are you willing to do that?
I could do that.
You're willing to sit and talk to her? I tell you, is this guy amazing? I mean, seriously.
Next time.
Loretta still believes Dean is guilty.
She put an innocent man away.
So you good to go?
I'm scared.
Now she's facing him for the first time. What will happen when they finally meet?
Tell me what you're thinking and feeling right now.
That's next time.
There's nothing but victims in this situation. She was brutally raped, and at 15 years of age, just on her way to school. What a terrible, terrible tragedy. And then this man, 14 years in prison for something he didn't do. Just nothing but victims in this situation. Thanks, Dr. Wells. I hope you'll stay with us. And Dean, we'll be back with you and Jewel here just very, very quickly. Thank you to Paget Communications for letting us use the audience response system on today's show. Thanks for being here so long.